welcome back to Live from the Bunker with FUBAR. I'm going to be talking a little bit now about what's been going on with my new YouTube channel, with my blog, with some other projects that I've been looking into and working on and trying to get started. As you know, I've started doing another video series, Live from the Bunker with FUBAR, which is kind of a new series. I did do a few episodes of this a couple of years back, and it kind of got abandoned because at that time I started doing a podcast, the Nerd Exchange podcast, which you should definitely go check out. It's an awesome show. Uh, I'm not with that podcast anymore, and whenever I started on that one, I stopped doing my other solo stuff. But I'm back to doing my solo stuff, and I'm returning to dealing more with the horror genre, with video games and the things I was doing before I started doing the Nerd Exchange podcast. And the Nerd Exchange podcast, I did talk briefly about those kind of things, but it was also a lot of talking about collecting and comic books and television. And I will still talk about like things like that when it comes up, but I'm going to be dealing in this series. I'm going to be dealing a lot more with, like I said, horror and video games, and also just things going on within that community, and just anything else that pops into my head. Like I've already done a reaction video to the new Batman v Superman teaser, so it's not going to be exclusive to one thing. It's just anything I feel like talking about or BSing about. But like I said, video games will be one of the focuses of the show. And I want to thank all the people out there who have subscribed already, and if you haven't, I would appreciate if you would. Every subscription helps. Every time you like one of my videos or share one of my videos on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, that helps. Every new follower or like that I get helps. And I need as much help as I can get, because I really want to start doing this in a more professional manner. I've been involved in journalism and media since the mid-1990s, when I was in high school, and I used to do a zine. And for those of you who don't know what a zine is, it was a small magazine printed on copy paper from like a Kinko's or a photocopier, and distributed at local music stores, counterculture kind of stores, coffee shops, places like that. And then after high school, I started doing a zine with my girlfriend at the time, Choking Hazard. Did that for several years, and after that ended, I got out of the scene for a very long time, and there's a lot of reasons for that. First of all, I was kind of burned out with a lot of the people who were around me at the time, because I used to deal a lot more with politics and just social issues and things like that, and I'd surrounded myself with just the wrong kind of people who they agreed with my political beliefs, but they were also very rigid, shall we say, unwilling to listen to reason and try to see things from the opposing side's point of view, which I've always been willing to do. I've always been able to sit down and talk with a person rationally about any issue, and just not instantly call them an idiot or call them stupid because of what they believe in. I'm a big believer in if the two sides come together, they can somehow form an agreement or negotiate, and you just have to be open from opposing points of view. In fact, like so many of my friends have said, that I'm the devil's advocate, where it doesn't really matter if you're left wing or right wing. If you start talking about politics, I can sit there and I can poke holes in it, and represent the opposing point of view, which has surprised a lot of people. All my liberal friends think I'm a conservative. All my conservative friends think I'm a liberal. I don't know which category I would really fall into. I think I can see things from either side of an argument and debate those things rationally without being a dick about it, which is something a lot of people out there can't do. Clearly, if you are all familiar with game journalism, you must be familiar with that. So yeah, I got away from that scene for a number of years. And at one point I decided just for the hell of it, I started, spending more time online, which I had not done before. And yeah, I was very computer illiterate for a great many years, until about like the mid 2000s when I did start doing more stuff online, visiting forums and especially horror forums, and talking with other users and so forth. And because of that, I eventually ended up becoming the moderator for the Fangoria magazine forum, which I did for a while, and that was just a great experience with all the people who I became friends with and all the users on that forum who I became friends with, and just an amazing experience. And seeing, basically I was like a online media virgin before that experience, and I just learned so much doing that. I loved my time doing it, even if some of the users from that forum did not enjoy my time in it, because I was pretty I tried to keep things civil and keep the trolls out. And when you try to do stuff like that, you're going to make some enemies. So after that dried up, I didn't do anything for a little while, but then I really started watching stuff by the Nostalgia Critic and the Cinema Snob and Linkara and a lot of other YouTube personalities, and I became very interested in YouTube as a medium for getting ideas or thoughts or reviews out there. And I did one. That's how I started CthulhuTube, my blog, which is I never stopped doing. But I did a few videos in the early days of CthulhuTube, but it just never really clicked. So I just focused more on the blog for a while, and then after that, I did the Nerd Exchange podcast, which is an awesome podcast. You should check it out. And after that kind of dried up, I wanted to do something new, and I thought to return to, doing more kind of video-oriented things. And I decided to restart my series, Live from the Bunker with FUBAR, which is kind of a new series, but also kind of an old one. Oh crap, I'm running out of food. Hold on. I had done a couple episodes of it before I did the Nerd Exchange podcast, and stopped doing them because I was doing too much stuff with the Nerd Exchange podcast. But the focus back then, I think, was more horror oriented and a little bit of video games, but not much. The new series is going to be a lot more about video games and a lot more about horror video games and retro video games and video games in general, the politics, which is a very hot topic at the moment, with a lot of things going on in the scene right now, which I have spoken about in other videos. I'm not going to get too much into that in this one, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this series to take off, and hopefully be as successful as my blog has been, because I think YouTube is the better medium for trying to get your name out there and trying to get your ideas out there. And I think it'll be, it's a better route to go than my blog has been. But, in order for this to be a success, like I said, I need followers, likes, subscribers, things like that. So whenever you see my stuff, please share it or like it. Every one of those things help. And that will help me, get this to take off and be more successful and, become a real thing. I have talked in the past few weeks about doing a Kickstarter to try to get some money to do a better quality show. All the software that I'm working with, all the equipment all the software is freeware. I'm using, the stuff that came with my computer to do a lot of this, and free software, trial software to record game footage, record audio, and I want to do it more professionally, and so I will be able to put out better looking videos and be able to put them out faster and be able to put out a lot more of them. I think what turned me off to doing the videos in the first place was just the technology at the time and how cumbersome it was, and also just learning the ropes. And now that it's been a few years, I think I've gotten better at video editing and recording and being able to speak on microphone and like record myself. I hope I have. It seems that way, but maybe I'm just deluding myself. But basically, I just need some funding to make this show better, be able to put out more high quality videos that are visually appealing, and better frame rates and so forth. I'm going to be trying to do most of this in high def. Currently, that's very difficult for me to do given the limitations of the software I'm using and the hardware I'm using. So I would like to get better stuff to do all of this with, so I can put out a better looking product. And like I said, one way you can help me is by liking and sharing stuff, because the more you do that and the more people know about this, the easier it will be for me to raise the funds to do all that stuff. Another thing I really want to do is start a Minecraft server and start messing around with mods and start creating my own mods, because as I've said in some other videos, I've been very interested in modding in video games and making your own content, and it's been very difficult for me to find the information on things like that and teaching myself that. But I was trying to learn that in regards to games like Left 4 Dead, Killing Floor, Dayz, and after I discovered this game, Minecraft, and I've been learning more and more about it, this seems like the perfect game for me to get started on as far as modding goes and programming goes. Just the things that I've seen so far, there seems to be a lot more information about how to do it out there. I guess due to the popularity of it. So I'm trying to teach myself all those things to get my own ideas and entertaining things out there. I really want to create my own map, which will include things like the mall from Dawn of the Dead, the cemetery from Night of the Living Dead, just different locations from different horror movies and different zombie movies and just random things. And I would like to create a really big world that other people can come into and play around with and discover things. I've always wanted to do a Night of the Living Dead style game, with the shambling zombies and the survival horror and the barricading and things like that, things that you see in games like Killing Floor, but do on a more massive scale, like MMO. Imagine if something like Killing Floor or Left 4 Dead was an MMO, how freaking awesome that would be. Which is what I want to do, something like similar to that. So I've been looking into modding this game to try to do something like that, to create a massive world where loads of people could play and team up and fight others and just stuff like that. I know that there are so many zombie mods already out there, and normally they don't ever come to fruition, but I'm very passionate about this project, and I am following through with it because this is something I've always wanted to do, because I love things like Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, and being able to create a world where you could recreate things from those movies is just so appealing to me. So I'm definitely going to start working on that. And yet again, in order to do that, there's a lot of books I need, software I need, and so forth. So that's why I'm going to be doing the Kickstarter, to try to raise some of the funds for that. So not sure when the Kickstarter is actually going to be up, and what incentives I'm going to be offering. It's going to be very low. Like the $25 donation will get you something like a t-shirt or just something along those lines, and a $50 donation will get you like a t-shirt and something nicer. I would actually like to put together kind of gift bags with the different logos for CthulhuTube and Live for the Bunker with FUBAR on them, just like little neat things, like a party, like a bag you would get going to like a kid's birthday party, basically. I might go that route. I'm going to be keeping, like I said, the numbers low. I'm not asking for a ton. I'm probably going to be going with the absolute minimum money that you can ask for in a Kickstarter campaign, because there's only a few things I need. But if I do go over, like, the amount that I need, I will be doing bigger and even better things. And anything you donate will just be going back into the show. Another thing, there are other things I'm going to be needing, certain games, certain hardware. I'll be like posting lists of those things online, and if you have a used version of one of those things that you can donate, that will help me out a ton. Another incentive I'm probably going to be doing in the Kickstarter is I'll probably be doing once a month a episode for subscribers, which basically whenever you donate anything to the show, you'll become a subscriber for life, and you'll have access to those once a month videos that the general public will not have access to. In addition to what other incentives I put out there. If you have any ideas for incentives that you think I should offer, let me know. Another thing, whenever I do launch that Minecraft server, and like I said, I'm still learning about modding, anyone who donated to the Kickstarter campaigns will have certain in-game perks, or maybe an alternate skin or something like that on said server. So if you're a Minecraft fan and you're like want to try something different, donate $25 and you can play on this new server that I'll be putting a lot of cool, neat, custom content onto, and you'll have a little bit of advantage over the other people who do not donate. It won't be like a pay to win kind of situation or something like that where patrons can just wipe out non-paying players or non-subscribers. It won't be anything like that. It'll just be something cosmetic for you to have fun with, like the ability to use custom skins on the server or something like that, or access to the server's TeamSpeak, things along those lines. If anyone out there hosts a server and is trying to get more publicity and draw more people to said server, if you make some kind of donation to my site and to my series, I will pimp your server, for lack of a better term, in one of my videos that I post daily, and post a link to the IP for your server. And if you have a forum or a Facebook page or a blog or something like that for your server, I will post links to that in the video description to help you draw a few more people to it. Like I said, I'm going to be doing these episodes. I'm going to be trying to put out at least one episode a day. Even if it's just something like a Let's Play or something like that. Or like the last couple of days I've been talking more about politics and a lot more like what's been going on in the video game scene. And those take a little bit longer than just simple Let's Plays or something like that, because I got to organize my thoughts and check my facts and everything. But yeah, I will be trying to do at least one per day, so this is not going to be something that's going to be drying up anytime soon. I'm very much invested in doing this, so this is not going to go belly up. This is not going to be a Kickstarter that fails. I swear that to you. I'm going to make this happen because this really is, and I know this is going to sound cheesy, this is my dream to be doing all this stuff. So when you donate to me, you're donating to trying to help me out with doing all of that, and I swear to God I'm going to be following through. But I think I've rambled and taken up enough of your time today. Hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble, and I will see you next time in the bunker.
Stronger. You see? You see? Your stupid minds. Stupid! Stupid! That's all I'm taking from you. Get back here, you jerk!